All right, let's talk about the best neighborhoods to live in Northglenn, Colorado. If you're thinking about moving to Northglenn or in that general area, I'm gonna specifically focus on Northglenn 19 neighborhood. The Northglenn 19 subdivision is probably one of the most attractive neighborhoods or subdivisions in Northglenn. When people are looking for homes for sale in Northglenn, or they're looking to, buy a new house in Northglenn, then a lot of times Northglenn 19 is one of the prime neighborhoods that people focus on the most and really want to get a house inside of that particular neighborhood because it is so desirable. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to share my screen and let's look at some reasons why this particular neighborhood is so popular today in terms of the Northglenn 19. So if you're looking for houses in Northglenn 19, I pulled this house up from Linda McDonald at Keller Williams Avenues Realty. Linda has this new listing. It just came on the market, 7 days ago for 564 for 3,100 square feet. And really, in terms of for Colorado, that's not a terrible deal. 500,000 for 3,000 square feet. And if you take a look at this house, my guess is that this house maybe is a flip house, or at worst case, it definitely was an empty house that somebody staged because this is all staged furniture, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, the houses in Northglenn 19, they're a little older, but it's a very established neighborhood. Right now in Denver Metro, you have a lot of building going on. So out in Johnstown and towards Greeley and up in Berthoud and these areas, there's a lot of new construction happening right now in Denver Metro area, right? If you go, if you're willing to go, let's say like an hour from Denver in any direction, you're going to find a lot of new construction. So what people like about the Northglenn 19 is that it's more of an established neighborhood. So you can see in this case, right, somebody came in and redid this house. Is like a complete remodel, which is pretty awesome to come in and already have a completely remodeled house where you don't have to come in and do all that work. Somebody else has already done it for you. And even with this house has a little garden. All right, so let's look at Northglenn 19 neighborhood and see why is this subdivision so popular? Well, if you look at Northglenn, Colorado as a whole, it's almost 40,000 people that are living in Northglenn now. It's been rising every year. The median income is $53,000. My guess is that's per person, so it's probably more like a little over $100,000 average income for a family with 2 working people. At least according to bestplaces.net, the median home price is $425,000. I think that's probably a bit low. They're probably a little old on the prices. I would guess that it's over $500,000 today. But here's one of the cool things. Northglenn, as a city and the whole Northglenn 19 neighborhood, it has an 8.6 comfort index in the summer and only a 5.7 comfort index in the winter. It's not bad for Colorado, right? A lot of Denver Metro and Loveland and Fort Collins, the whole area down even into Colorado Springs, it's around that same number, right? So you're somewhere in the 8 to 9 in the summer, and you're usually somewhere in the 4 to 6 range for the winter. So, I mean, overall, you have to deal with some snow and things like that, but Northglenn 19 by far is one of the better places to live. If you look on Northglenn, in the Nextdoor app, same thing. There's 40,000 residents here. I don't know if that means there's 40,000 people here, in the neighborhood or in the city that are actually on Nextdoor, but it's possible. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a good neighborhood. It's a good city if you want to focus your efforts somewhere as a real estate agent or as a loan officer. Then Northglenn would be a great town to focus on because it's about 39,000 people living here, and the truth is it's just everything is really convenient in the whole area. You can see the elevation of Northglenn 19 is about 5460 feet above sea level. So that's the elevation. Um, you know, here's the great news, right? The temperatures get almost to 90 degrees in July and August. So you get to experience all 4 seasons living in Northglenn. And then they go down to around 16 as a low in January. So that's not an average, that's a low. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see, what it is, but they average about 14,000 households in Northglenn right now. So, if you're looking at moving to Denver Metro, and you're looking for like what neighborhood is going to be the best for you and for your family, I mean, I think you should consider the Northglenn 19. And the reason that that neighborhood is attractive is because it's relatively safe neighborhood. If you look at the crime stats, they're not bad for the area. A lot of great families inside, but also because it's an established neighborhood, it's not just going to be, young families. It's going to be a mixture of older people, empty nesters, some single folks in the mix as well. But you have a lot of people just walking around, enjoying the neighborhood, walking their dogs, going out with their kids, checking out the park, right? Things like that. So if you're looking to move into Denver Metro, and if for some reason, if Northglenn, Colorado, homes for sale is the thing that you're really interested the most, then I would highly recommend checking out Northglenn 19 neighborhood in Northglenn, Colorado, because it's a place that you may really enjoy living and find that it's just where you and your family decide to settle down for a really long time, right? Northglenn 19 could easily be a subdivision that you live, it can be your forever home, right? It's not a place that you're going to feel the need to move necessarily in a few years, because it has everything you need right there in the neighborhood, right? Either within walking distance or within a short driving distance. Everything you're going to need, from schools, shopping centers, grocery stores, neighborhood services like, beauty salons, nail salons, the liquor store, all these kind of things. Everything is pretty close. Some restaurants, everything is really close to Northglenn 19. So it's a great place to be, great place to live. And so, yeah, if you like this video, maybe you should check out Northglenn 19 as a subdivision to move you and your family into. And hopefully this information was helpful for you. See ya.